Hi everyone. Today I can't stay silent. What Kanyaman did has sparked a storm rarely seen on social media. It all began with a simple story on his account. 3 words: dedication, effort, strategy. But what came next was an earthquake. Strategy. But what came next was an earthquake. He posted a phrase that broke the internet. Goodbye Demet, welcome Sarah. Just like that. 4 words that unleashed the fury of thousands of fans. Especially Kandem fans, that on-screen couple many hoped was real. How could he erase years of connection with Demet Özdemir with such a cold message? Social media exploded. Hashtags like Kandem forever and respect for Demet went viral. Some fans shut down their accounts, others unfollowed him. Especially in Italy, Brazil and Turkey, where his fan base was huge, the disappointment was deep. And as if that wasn't enough, Can went live and said something that hurt even more. I care about the future, not the past. Was he referring to Demet? Everything suggests yes. Right after, Sara Bluma's name began circulating. The Italian DJ he had already been linked with. This time, it wasn't just a rumor, it was almost a public confirmation. But why now? Why like this? Some media say it's a pure image strategy. Others believe he wants to make his relationship with Sarah official. But many see it as a betrayal of the person who stood by him during his biggest success. Demet, true to her style, said nothing. But she posted a serene photo with a striking caption. Sometimes silence is the loudest scream. And it echoed. Many interpreted it as an elegant but powerful response. Stay where you are with dignity, some wrote. Stay where you are with dignity, some wrote. Your silence says more than 1,000 words. Meanwhile, the media debate, was this a PR stunt? Or a true declaration of intentions? Journalist Seren Karagul was clear, this is strategic communication. There's nothing spontaneous about Kanyaman. Others accuse him of ego and disrespect toward a woman still deeply loved in Turkey. Let's not forget the fans. Many said, weren't we the ones who made him famous? And now he treats us like this? Those who supported him through TURKISH now feel betrayed. So the question is, are we witnessing the start of a new era for Kanyaman? Or the beginning of his fall? Can he really afford to lose his most loyal fans over a provocation? Time will tell. But one thing is certain, this storm is far from over. It's just beginning. I've followed Demet Özdemir's career closely for years. I've seen her grow, shine, make mistakes, and rise again with a grace that many in the spotlight simply don't possess. Amid the chaos Kanyaman generates, one thing strikes me. Demet never asked to be in this scandal. She didn't provoke, didn't seek attention, didn't play the media game, and yet she's dragged into it again by media and fans obsessed with reviving a past she clearly left behind. Many say she follows her own path, and they're right. While others drown in performative relationships, Demet chooses silence, distance, dignity. She doesn't need drama to prove who she is. She's already proven it and continues to do so with every project, every choice. And in a world that rewards scandal more than merit, that means everything. It's curious how every time Kanyaman stirs controversy, the media rush to mention Demet as if she were still part of his shadow. But I see something else. I see a woman who stepped away at the right time, who understood that you can't build on shaky ground. She chose to leave that story, and her silence is louder than any statement. What's admirable is how she's handled it all. Because you don't need to raise your voice to defend yourself when your life already answers for you. Demet has shown you can be strong without losing your softness, firm without being harsh. She's shown that a woman can rebuild and shine without scandals or celebrity partners. And above all, she's protected her privacy. In a world where everything is exposed, she's chosen discretion. She doesn't use her family or emotions for likes. She's made it clear her career depends not on who she's with, but on who she is. And that difference changes everything. I don't idealize anyone, not Demet or Can. They're both human with strengths and flaws. But while he seems lost in his own image, she chose to be real. And that authenticity is what makes so many of us admire her. Not because she's perfect, but because she stays true to herself in a world that constantly tries to change you. Many say Demet deserves more, that she shouldn't be dragged down by others' mess. And I agree. You can't compare the elegance of a self-made woman with the public fall of someone who wasted their talent. Everyone reaps what they sow, and Demet has sown respect. That's why I choose to speak about her not as Can's ex, but as the artist she is. The woman who matured in silence, who answered criticism with work, and proved you don't have to shout to be heard. While others chase noise, she moves with truth. While others chase noise, she moves with truth. And in this world, that's revolutionary. Demet, on the other hand, kept moving forward. With the serenity of someone who has nothing left to prove. Her stability is more unsettling than any statement. Because the past doesn't hurt because of what it was. It hurts because of how well it endures, even when you're no longer in it. I already lived that chapter with him, she said privately. And if someone needs to mention me to feel secure, that's no longer my concern. She didn't say it in front of the cameras, but the message got through. Like a soft scent that lingers without needing to be seen. Sarah has not been defeated, but she is on guard. And it shows, because when insecurity doesn't come from the outside, but grows from within, shadows are not fought with words. And in the smallest gestures, those who know can feel the tension, not because there's a choice to make, but because he stands between two stories, one that has ended and one that still needs to be defined. Demet does not want to return. She never hinted at it. But she won't allow herself to be erased either. Because her story is not a threat, it's a fact. One that, however uncomfortable, still exists. Like a chapter that cannot be torn from the book. Sarah's gaze that night was just a page, but Demet has already read the whole story. And the public has too. Because in the world of fame, what isn't said is what's most deeply felt. Demet Özdemir is no ordinary woman. She unsettles people with her clarity, with her silent strength, with the way she makes choices without asking for permission. Yet it seems she's never been judged for who she truly is, only for what others expected her to be. The shadow of her past with Can Yaman still haunts her, as if she didn't have the right to move on, to make mistakes, to rebuild herself away from a love the world idealized. Many still wait for signs that she feels something for Can. Others blame her for everything that went wrong. They say she didn't appreciate him, that she left for another man, that she toyed with the heart of the most beloved actor of the moment. But how many ever stopped to ask how she felt? What crossed her mind when people labeled her a traitor just for trying to live again? Where is the empathy for a woman who, like anyone else, just wants to be happy? There are comments that wound, like those that say she was never on Demet's level, or those that pit her against other women as if competing for Can's heart. Why such cruelty towards someone whose only crime was to love, live, and then move on? Why? Because she's a woman, should she not have the right to end chapters, to make mistakes, to free herself from what no longer served her?